Dear friends, after the problem has been selected, the next task is to define it in a form amenable to research. According to Whitney, to define a problem means to put a fence round it, to separate it by careful distinctions from like questions found in related situations of need. The researcher must be certain that he knows exactly what his problem is before he begins work on it. Specifying a problem explicitly and narrowing it down to workable size are extremely important at very start. To define a problem means to specify it in details and with precision. Each question and subordinate questions to be answered is to be specified. Limits of the investigation must be determined. Frequently, it is necessary in review previous studies in order to determine just what is to be done. Sometimes it is necessary to formulate the point of view or educational theory on which the investigation is to be based. If certain assumptions are made, they must be explicitly noted. The few tips that will be found useful by a researcher in setting down on paper the final definition of a problem are: be sure that the topic chosen is neither too vague nor too broad in scope. To make the problem clearer and more understandable, state it as a question which requires a definite answer. Another tip is carefully state the limits of problem, eliminating all aspects and factors which will not be considered in the study. Carefully state the limits of the problems. And another tip is define any special terms that must be used in the statement of the problem. So it is better to understand that few tips, as I said earlier. In fact, in the formal definition of the problem, the researcher is required to describe the background of the study, its theoretical basis and underlying assumptions, and state the problem in concrete, specific and workable questions. All questions raised must be related to the problem. Each major issue or element should be separated into its subsidiary or secondary elements, and these should be arranged in logical order under the major division. A good statement of a problem must clarify exactly what is to be determined or solved. It must restrict the scope of the study to specific and workable research questions. The most important step in this direction is to specify the variables involved in the questions and define them in operational terms. In stating a problem, the researcher should see that it is neither stated in so general terms as to become vague, with no clear indications of the direction the study is to take, nor specified so narrowly as to become insignificant and trivial. To illustrate, a researcher states that he is interested in studying the effectiveness of the program instructions on the performance in algebra of high school students. This statement is broad and it communicates in a general way. What is the researcher want to do? However, it is needed to specify the problem with much greater clarity if the researcher is to find a method to arrive at the right type of conclusion. Understood? The first step is to specify the variables involved in the problem and define them in operational terms. The variables involved in problem are effectiveness, programmed instruction, performance, and high school students. These are the variables involved in this statement of the problem. So it may be noted that these variables are not given dictionary meanings. Let's an example. The dictionary meanings of effectiveness is producing the desired effect. This meaning is not sufficient for research purposes. It is important for a researcher to specify exactly what indicators of effectiveness he will use or what he will do to measure the presence or absence of the phenomena denoted by term effectiveness. Similarly, the researcher has to define other variables also in terms of the operations or processes that will be used to measure it. To define operationally, it is always essential to designate some kind of over behavior that is directly observable. That is directly observable and measurable by the researcher and others to represent those concepts involved in the variables. In this study, the researcher might choose to define effectiveness as the improvement made by the students in scores on a standardized criteria test of algebra. The term program instruction would be defined as the program text in algebra. The term performance may be defined as score on a criteria test in algebra. So high school might refer to those schools that run classes up to 10th and are affiliated to a particular board of school education. The operational definitions of the variables help to narrow the scope of a general question to specific measurable and observable variables. There is no general agreement. There is no general agreement whether a problem be presented as a question or in the form of a statement. However, the question form is preferred since it is simple and straightforward. Remember always, the question form is preferred since it is simple and straightforward and it guides the researcher to the task at hand. The problem should be stated in such a way that it indicates a relationship between two or more variables. It should neither involve philosophical issues nor values or judgmental questions that can not be answered by scientific investigation. So, it is clear that the problem statement is an interrogative testable statement which expresses the relationship between two or more than two variables. Now, let us discuss characteristics of problem statement. Actually, any scientific investigation starts when a person has collected many facts, but all that can be said on the basis of those facts is that there is something which we do not know. Then here a problem originates. Analyzing this problem, simple definition of a problem statement, it can be said that there are few important characteristics of problem statements. Let us discuss one by one. A problem statement is written clearly and unambiguously, usually in question form. Let us few examples of problem may be what is the relationship what is the relationship between anxiety and intelligence among the school children? This is a question. Another one you can. What is the relationship between IQ and classroom achievement? Do students learn more from a democratic teacher than from an authoritarian teacher? So all these three examples state a problem to be investigated in question form. So research questions, whether they are pre-specified or developed during the research work, are central and do serve some functions, like as they organize the work, they organize the project and provide it certain directions and coherence, or they delimit the project and display its boundaries. They keep the researcher focused and attentive during the research, during his or her research. They also point about the data which will be needed. They provide a general framework for writing up of the research work or the research project. So researches have revealed some characteristics of good and bad research questions. So yeah, many important characteristics of a good research questions should be that a good research question is clear. A good research question is unambiguous and easily understood. A good research question is specific. Means a good research question poses such concepts which are specific to the extent that they are connected to data indicators. A good research question is answerable. Means a good research question clearly shows that what data are required to answer them and how the data will be obtained. Another important characteristic is a good research question is interconnected. Means good research questions are related to each other in the meaningful way, in the meaningful method. They are in no way unconnected. They should not be unconnected. A good research question is sustainably relevant. That is interesting and worthwhile question for research effort. On the other hand, bad questions are those questions which fail to satisfy one or more of the above these characteristics, these criteria. Mostly this happens because such questions are unclear and not specific. Unclear and not specific. So a problem statement expresses the relationship between two or more than two variables. This kind of problem which expresses the relationship between two or more variables, it permits the investigator to manipulate one of these variables and to examine its effect upon the other variable. Such a problem is completely different from a problem in a descriptive study where the investigator cannot manipulate a variable. Rather, he simply observes or counts the occurrence of a particular variable. Let's an example. If the investigator puts the question like as, how many students have an IQ above 100 in class 7? or in particular class. It will be an example of a problem in which he is required not to manipulate, but simply to count the students having an IQ higher than 100. This illustrates the problem found in a descriptive statement. But suppose researcher puts the problem like this: is higher IQ related to classroom achievement? Then it illustrates the problem found in a scientific study, not descriptive study. In a scientific study, because the problem statement explores the relationship between IQ and classroom achievement. Another characteristic, let's discuss another characteristic. A problem statement should be testable by empirical method. In other words, a problem statement should be such that it should be tested through the collection of data. A problem statement in which the stated relationship between variables cannot be tested is not a scientific problem. Always remember this. A problem statement in which the stated relationship between variables cannot be tested is not a scientific problem. Apart from these characteristics, there are three additional characteristics of a problem statement. Let's discuss. A problem statement should avoid moral or ethical judgment, simply because such statements are very difficult to study. Let's few questions like should a widow remarry? One another question: should children avoid cheating in all situations? Should a person not tell a lie in all situations? This type of questions should be avoided by the researcher. Another additional characteristic is the problem should be of sufficient importance. Means the problem should not be too trivial or too expensive in terms of time, money, and effort. Otherwise, the investigator will not be able to furnish any answer immediately or even in the future also. So, researcher should be attentive on such type of characteristics. Another additional characteristic is problem can be general or specific. Scientifically, a too general or a broad problem is quite useless. Why? Because it cannot be tested. Therefore, the problem must be reduced to a workable size, or it must be specific. But a problem should not be too specific. This is also an important point. A problem should not to be too specific. The problem must be reduced to a workable size. Means it should be specific, but not to be too specific. Because this great specificity is perhaps a worse danger than too great generality. A too specific problem is therefore a trivial problem. Thank you very much. Thank you, friends. That's all for the day. Be safe and keep learning. Thank you, friends. Thank you so much.